I think we can bring in Steve Bucci, former US Special Forces officer and advisor to the last Bush administration, now at the conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation. And Steve, I don't know how much of that you heard, but can you trace a link between the nature of the discourse that we've seen in the past couple of years and the events of the last few days? Do you think the two are connected?
Well, I think, first of all, everybody, regardless of where they sit on the political spectrum and who they support, has to condemn these acts. Political violence of any sort, whether it's at the low end of just talking really badly about people or at the high end with this sort of thing with a bomb, is unacceptable and has to be condemned. But right now, we don't know who did this. You know, we don't even know if it's a hoax, if it was a threat, or if it was an actual attempt to hurt somebody. But regardless of which of those things it is, it's still politically motivated terrorism and needs to be treated that way. Once we find out who did it, and I can tell you the FBI and the U.S. Secret Service and other agencies will find this person or persons who did this, then we can determine what their motivation was. Was it connected to the rhetoric? Yeah, I think it probably was. Both sides need to back off and stop all this nonsensical, threatening language. It's not just metaphorical, and it can touch troubled people to do evil things.
And how much of the blame should Donald Trump carry for that? I mean, he is well known for saying some pretty outrageous things. I mean, he's called the press the enemy of the people. We saw one device sent to CNN.
Look, you know, trying to blame President Trump, you know, on the other side, they're blaming Mrs. Clinton, Eric Holder, and Maxine Waters for the things that they've said. Both sides are wrong when they talk that way. In countries like ours and like yours, where we have freedom of speech and freedom of the press and elections, this kind of talk and these kind of actions must stop.